Hello and welcome to Wireman's Whimsy. In a previous video, I showed everyone how to use the basic border dies. Basically just doing cutouts on some old Pretty Peacock paper. So today I want to show you how I built the cards that are in that video. So we'll start with this one first. Wishing you happiness this special day will bring. I used the hand-penned designer series paper, and I used the greeting from the Peaceful Moments set, and I used what I think of as the old style handkerchief die. I used Highland Heather. I used the Everyday label, and I used the Pearl Basic Jewels with the dark Highland Heather Stampin' Blends. So I've done it just slightly different. This is the original one I put together. And so I've got a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of the hand-penned designer series paper on a Highland Heather background. And I'm going to attach that down. And I've used some other pieces out of the same DSP to do the accents. And you'll notice that on the example card, I've got 2 different designer series papers in there. There's this one and then this one. It's all part of the same set. It's just different designs. So I'm just going to center this and drop it down. But I thought this is a little bit... the green piece kind of just disappears. So what I did is I cut a piece of Daffodil Delight to go with this. And I just wanted to create a little bit of an edge just so that this is separated from this so it's not quite so busy. To do this, I lined up the die. When I cut one piece out, and then when I went to cut the next piece, I lined it up and I lined the die up so that it was cutting the same shape. And I did the same thing when I went to cut this one out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build this and then I'm going to attach it to the front of the card because as you can see, they're all different sizes. So I'm just going to run some Stampin' Seal down the edge of this one like that. Okay, and then I'm going to line up the piece of Garden Green floral over top like that, and then I'm going to line it up so that I've got an equal piece all the way along, and then I'll press it down. And then I'm going to run my adhesive on this piece and line it up against the edge. So the idea was to have lots of the kind of green floral showing and just a little bit of an edge just to separate it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Stampin' Seal down here in a couple of strips, and this Stampin' Seal refill is being a bit difficult. If you ever do run into trouble with any of your products, let your demonstrator know and they can contact Stampin' Up! And can absolutely send you out new product. They stand 100% by their product. And that goes for everything. If you've got a stamp that isn't stamping properly, or a die that isn't cutting properly, or just your adhesive refill that doesn't seem to be turning just the way you need it to, Stampin' Up! Stands behind their product 100%. And they will, no questions asked, they will ship you new. So then we just place this on. Again, I used the greeting from the Peaceful Moments and the Everyday label die. And you just pop this on like that. And then I'm just going to grab a couple of these Pearl Basic Jewels that I had colored with the Highland Heather Stampin' Blends. Okay, come on. These ones aren't working quite so well. There we go. And just, yeah, it's like playing Trouble with the little things bopping all over the place. Okay, so that is how I made that card. And you can see the difference. I really like just that little strip of Daffodil Delight running down. It quietens the card down and makes it easier to look at because there's that little bit of still space in between all the florals. So that's that card. And now we have the Polished Pink and the Pale Papaya. So this is using the curved die and the Expressions in Ink paper. Let's just get everything out that I used for this one. The background is the Painted Texture 3D folder. Again, the Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper. And the thanks comes from the Artistically Inked stamp set. So to build this card, this is a piece. I used a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 DSP, and this is the same piece. I'm just going to use the reverse. We've got a Polished Pink card base, 5 1/4 by 4 in the Pale Papaya. And I'm going to adhere this one. Aha, I didn't check mark it enough at the end. There we go. Yes, this refill is not the best. So we're going to layer this down, center it up, drop it down, and then this is going to go, I'm just going to run some adhesive here and some adhesive here along the edge, come back into the piece that got missed at the top, and a little bit more there, a little bit more there, and just laying along the edge. I'm just going to line that up along the edge like that. Drop it down. And the greeting I did in the Polished Pink ink. This is another piece of the DSP. And I cut it with the stitched rectangle dies. I'm going to dimensionalize it. And I used the dark Polished Pink Stampin' Blends marker to color the basic jewels. I love how you can create your own colored jewels by using the Stampin' Blends, and they look so rich. So that is how I built the second card. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you do explore the basic border dies and have fun with them, and we will see you next time. Take care.